Want to play a game of tag? If I catch you, you have to give up your soul.
How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and in today's video, I'll be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing the Lunging Reaper from HalloweenCostumes.com. And thank you to HalloweenCostumes.com for sending this awesome animatronic to me. And if at any point throughout this video you feel like picking this guy up or anything else on HalloweenCostumes.com, please feel free to use my special link in the description to get 15% off your entire order. And it would also help out me and the channel at the same time. So please do that. You get yourself a discount and you get to help out me. So that would be pretty awesome. Anyways, pop them open and begin unboxing. Alright, so here's everything you see when you first open up the box. As you can see, we got a whole bunch of stuff in here. You got the clothing, the mechanism, the base, everything. Let's begin taking all of that out. First thing out of the box, we have the base. As you can see right here, it's a pretty standard base, but you have an extra hole right here for the Reaper's scythe, which he has, which is going to be so cool. Here we have the poles for the scythe, I believe, because they are plastic. And here we have the support poles. Here we have the instruction manual. We're going to be using this. Then we have the clothes right here. These look pretty neat. We got one arm. We got the other arm with the hand on it. We got a hoop right here. I believe that's for the waist. Next thing out of the box, we have the scythe's blade, which looks fantastic. Some pretty cool detailing on the one side here. Almost looks like a spinal cord. And it's just a cool looking scythe overall. Very scary. Here we have some more scythe poles. Again, they're plastic. Now here we have his hand that's going to be reaching out at you as he lunges forward, and that is a super detailed hand for sure. This is a very, very cool looking skeleton hand. I like how this looks a lot. I like the coloring, just everything about it looks really cool. The next thing, we have the whole mechanism. This is a pretty normal looking mechanism for sure, not too many surprises here. Your standard seasonal vision looking mechanism for sure, but again, it will be lunging, which is going to be so cool to see. We have the shoulder bracket. I guess this is going to make it look like he's kind of hunched over and fill out the clothing a little bit more. And finally, the last thing out of the bag, we have the head. And I'll bring this up so you can get a better look, but I like how it looks a lot. Here we have the head up close now, and I have to say, I just love the way this thing looks. It's, you know, your traditional latex skull from Seasonal Visions, but the fact it has hair just adds to it a lot more for me, because it's really strange to see a skeleton prop with hair, but it actually makes it look really cool. I mean, it's just a very cool looking Reaper head overall, and very creepy looking for sure. I love how this looks. Alright, now that we got everything out of the box, let's start putting them together.
Alright, now to get him set up, and this is pretty much the most straightforward setup you could ask for. You start by snap locking the poles into the base, no problem there. Then you want to get the clothes on and just put it at the bottom of the base for now. Pull those up in a little bit. Then you throw the mechanism on, they again just snaps right in, no issues there at all. Then you can pull up the clothing, again super simple, just you want to velcro it in the back so it stays up. Then you have to feed the arms through the sleeves. Pretty much the same old for every Seasonal Visions item setup. Again, just feed the other arm through the sleeve, then you get the hand on there. Gives you a little piece of Velcro so the sleeve sticks to it. Then you'll put on the shoulder bracket to, you know, fill him out a little bit in the back a little bit more. Now you want to put the scythe together, which is definitely the most unique part about this prop. It's literally just putting PVC poles together. You could really not ask for anything easier than that.
Last thing to go on is the head and the hood, so let's do it.
Just like I said, we're going to put on the head and the hood, which again is super easy to do. Just attach a few wires in the back to the head. The hood was a bit tricky, but once you get it on, it looks really, really nice.
Alright, he's all set up and ready to go, and just look how cool he is right now. You got the scythe, the scary Reaper face, and the rest of his body is pretty well detailed as well. But he's so cool looking right now, I'm sure he's going to look even cooler when he's moving. So let's plug him in and turn him on.
Want to play a game of tag? If I catch you, you have to give up your soul. You're faster than you look. But don't worry, I'll get that soul one way or another. Do you think that you can sneak past the Reaper? I always know when your time has come. Lucky for you, it's not your time yet. The living never think that their lives will come to an end. But all it takes is one touch from me. You have escaped my grasp for now. I have come to guide one of you into the afterlife. Come into my embrace and meet your fate. Don't worry, I will return for you soon enough.
Alright, now that you got to see the lunging Reaper in action and all animated, it is time for me to review him. And to keep this review straightforward, I'll be breaking it up into 3 categories, starting with animation, then to his overall look, and we'll finish it with his audio and phrases. So let's do just that and talk about his animation. So obviously, the lunging Reaper features 2 points of animation, which doesn't seem like much, but it's very effective for what the prop is going for. Of course, his mouth moves and he lunges forward. Now the lunge could technically count as 2, since he does kind of raise his head up a little bit as he lunges forward, but it kind of all merges into the same lunging motion, so I'm only going to count it as 2 points. But anyways, with what I said already, I do think the animation is very effective, even though it is borderline simple. Now the lunge here, of course, isn't a jump scare, it's kind of just, you know, a reach forward sort of motion, but I think that's fine for the prop. He's not really jumping at you, he's only trying to touch you, which can still be startling with, you know, being in front of the prop in person. It's a large prop. I mean, it's not the tallest, but it's still human sized. So moving towards you like that could definitely be startling, even if it's not a jump scare. So I do like it a lot. I do like how his head is kind of looking down too. It seems more unassuming that way. And then when he jumps forward again, his head will raise up to look at you and reveal his glowing eyes, which is another neat part of the animation here. The only thing that I do wish here is that he would stay out in his lunge a little bit longer, so you can definitely see his full face for a little bit longer, because he kind of just pulls back immediately after he does the lunge. I think he should have just stayed in that position a tiny bit longer and then reset it after he was done saying his phrase, but that's just a minor nitpick there. It still works really well, and overall I think his animation is pretty cool. Now for his overall look, and truthfully, there really isn't that much unique going on with this one. It is a pretty standard Reaper, but that is perfectly fine in my opinion, and there are a few things here that do make him stand out among a lot of other ones, but it gets the job done at being a really simple but cool Reaper animatronic with his look. Now, of course, the skeleton face on this one is pretty awesome and very standard looking, but he does have that white hair, which is very unique in my opinion, because again, it's very uncommon to see a skeleton animatronic with hair, but it works surprisingly well here. And then for the rest of his robes and stuff, I do like the brown coloring on it. It makes it look like he's a dirty looking Reaper, like he came up from the ground or something like that, which I do like a lot too. Same with his hands there, a very muddy type of texture on them, which looks really awesome. And of course, he's holding that awesome scythe, which is very well detailed, and I just like how it wraps the whole prop together. I think the scythe really adds a lot to it personally, and just overall, I think he has a pretty good overall look. Again, it's meant to be a simple looking Reaper. It's not going for too much pizzazz, I guess you could say, and it gets the job done perfectly, I feel. And now for the final category, audio. And the audio on this guy is actually a pretty big part of the prop, as he has 4 different phrases, and I have to say right off the bat, I love the voice, and the phrases are written spectacularly, especially in the context of this prop right here. I love how he's talking about reaching out and giving you the touch of death, and it just works so well with each phrase he has. None of them are goofy. Even the one about playing a game of tag, which is very cliche for props, still works really well with this one, as he's reaching out to quite literally tag you almost. So I really like that. They did a really good job. Seasonal Visions did a really good job writing the phrases here, and the voice on this guy is spectacular. So A+ in terms of the phrases and audio for this guy. Really good stuff. Now that I've discussed all my thoughts and feelings on this guy, it is time for me to give him my final rating. And the Lunging Reaper will be getting a solid 9 out of 10. I think this is a fantastic Reaper animatronic, though it is pretty simple in terms of the context of Reapers. I think it works very well, especially for a starter prop, considering this guy is on sale on HalloweenCostumes.com right now for only $150, and if you use my link, you'll get even bigger of a discount. I think this guy is super worth it in my opinion, and again, a great starter prop because he's simple and he can go really in any theme you have set up. And even if you have plenty of animatronics already, this is a great Reaper animatronic to include in your collection and or display. Overall, I have to say the Lunging Reaper is just an all-around great yet simplistic, which works well in its favor, Reaper animatronic that I highly recommend. I'm super excited to have this one, and thank you one more time to HalloweenCostumes.com for sending me this guy and letting me bring a review of him to you guys. So be sure to like and subscribe. Again, use that link in the description, and remember, nobody outpixelates the pumpkin.